Hey there, and welcome. Artificial intelligence is, well, it's changing everything about our world, right? From how we work to how we connect with people. But all of this incredible power brings a whole new set of challenges. So today, we're going to walk through a practical guide for navigating this new landscape. We'll focus on how you can use AI responsibly and, maybe even more importantly, how to protect yourself from the people who don't. Let's dive in.
Think about it. AI is already on your phone, at your job, in your home. It's writing emails, creating unbelievable images, and can even copy human voices perfectly. So the question really isn't if you're going to interact with AI anymore, it's how. And honestly, being prepared is your single best defense and your greatest advantage.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to build a solid foundation of what it means to be a responsible AI user. Then, we'll switch gears to defense. We'll look at this new wave of AI scams, figure out how to spot all the digital fakes and sneaky bots, and finally, we'll arm you with a concrete safety playbook to keep you secure.
Now, before we get into all the external threats, we really have to start with ourselves. Becoming a responsible AI user isn't just about good habits. It's about building a foundation of trust and integrity in everything we do with these incredibly powerful tools.
Okay, what's so great about this is how it breaks responsibility down into 6 clear steps. First up, always verify what an AI tells you. They can make stuff up or hallucinate, as it's called. Second, you've got to maintain human oversight. AI is a tool, right? It's not the final decision maker. Third, and this is a huge one, protect your data. Never, ever feed sensitive personal or company info into public AI models. Fourth, be transparent. Disclose when you're using AI. Fifth, respect intellectual property and copyright. And finally, number 6, just make sure what you're doing is ethical and safe. These steps are basically the bedrock of using AI the right way.
So with that foundation set, let's turn to the threats we need to defend against. As AI gets smarter, well, so do the scams. We've really entered a new era where deception is so much harder to spot, which makes being vigilant just absolutely crucial.
This chart just captures the whole evolution perfectly. Remember those old scam emails with the terrible spelling asking for your bank info? AI has completely changed the game. Scams aren't that easy to spot anymore. Now they use perfect, professional language. They're often highly personalized to you, and they can look and sound totally legit. Basically, all the old red flags are disappearing. So, if the old signs are gone, what are we supposed to look for now? This next part is your field guide to identifying the new digital fakes out there. And we're going to start with one of the most personal and frankly alarming ones, the sound of a loved one's voice. It's wild. Scammers can take just a few seconds of audio from a social media video, and that's enough to clone a person's voice. They then use it to call family members in a fake panic. It is a terrifyingly effective tactic, but there are still telltale signs you can listen for.
Okay, the crucial thing here is to listen to the context of the call, not just the voice itself. A scammer is going to create this immense pressure, telling you to act right now and to keep it a secret. They'll always ask for payment in ways that are untraceable, like cryptocurrency or gift cards. And if you listen really closely, the voice might sound a little flat, maybe a bit robotic, and the background noise might be totally silent or just sound weird. And if the call comes completely out of the blue, be suspicious. All right, moving beyond audio. We have deepfakes. These are AI-generated videos and images that can show people saying or doing things they never actually did. They're getting more and more common, but just like with the voice clones, they are not perfect. You just have to know where to look.
Let's break this down a bit. For videos, watch the eyes. Unnatural blinking or a lack of blinking is a huge giveaway. Look for weird pixelation or blurring, especially around the edges of a face. And check if the audio actually syncs up with their mouth movements. Now for images, look for strange distortions, like extra fingers or weirdly shaped ears. AI really struggles with those details. An image that looks a little too perfect or glossy can also be a red flag, along with things like blurry text in the background or inconsistent skin tones.
The last threat we're going to cover is the deceptive chatbot. You might think you're talking to customer service for a company you trust, but you could actually be handing your private information directly to a scammer.
So here are the big warning signs. First, where did the chat even come from? If it was a random pop-up or a link in a fishy email, be careful. Is it on an official website or some strange messaging app you've never heard of? A huge red flag is if the bot asks for your username and password. A real company will never, ever do that. And pay attention to how it behaves. Does it just ignore your questions, use weirdly formal language, or respond instantly, faster than any human could? These are all signs you're dealing with a malicious bot.
Okay, we've identified the threats. Now for the most important part, your playbook for how to be proactive and protect yourself. These are the simple but really powerful steps you can take to stay safe out there.
This is your core strategy. First, always verify. If you get a panicked call from a loved one, hang up and call them back on the number you already have saved for them. Simple. Second, just be super careful about clicking links. Third, resist the pressure. Anyone creating a false sense of urgency is almost certainly a scammer. And finally, stay informed about the latest threats and secure your accounts. If anything ever feels off, change your passwords.
And here it is. This is such a simple but an incredibly powerful defense. Set up a secret word or phrase with your family and your close friends. A scammer can clone a voice, but they can't possibly know your shared secret. It is a fantastic low-tech solution to a really high-tech problem. And believe me, it is so effective. Look, this technology is only going to keep advancing, and the threats are going to evolve right along with it. The key isn't to be afraid of the future, but to be prepared for it. By being a responsible user and a vigilant observer, you really can harness all the power of AI while keeping yourself secure. So the question is, what will be your next step to make sure you're always one step ahead? Thanks for tuning in.